Christine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Decided that I would start a YouTube channel to showcase some of the healthy habits that I do. Am a health forward person. I really love to be outside, to be active, and choose foods that are going to fuel my body. I'm also a personal trainer in New York City, so I strength train about 3 times per week, sprinkle in some cardio. I love to play tennis. Just got done watching the French Open, which was so good this year. That final was like insane. And then I sprinkle in some running too, and I work with a lot of runners actually who are training for upcoming fall marathons. That's been really exciting. But that to say, even though I'm a health forward person, my mental health has not been the best over the last 3 years. So I certainly do not have it all figured out, and health is not black and white for sure. I've dealt with a lot of depression over the last 3 years, which has not been fun. I tried to go on Lexapro for a little bit, which is an SSRI, and that worked for a short period of time, and then it kind of stopped working. So I have some blood work scheduled for it later this week, so hopefully I can continue to try to figure out the root of the depression thing. I've always been an anxious person, but I can more so tolerate the anxiety, like I meditate and things like that. The depression one is a really hard one to deal with. But overall, I love to eat nourishing food, and especially when I feel low from the depression, eating nourishing, less processed, healthier food really makes me feel better. Over the month of June, I decided to go no added sugar or refined sugar, which is a little bit of a challenge because sugar is definitely like the thing that I go to when I'm like stressed, or I almost kind of like look forward to something sweet like a cookie or something. Not to say that I haven't been eating sweet things, it's just been sweet from natural sources like maple syrup, honey, things like that. And I've actually been feeling better after week 1. So I'm going to show you what I ate in a week. Let me just preference that I am grocery shopping for one person. So I usually meal prep to keep it easy for and eat the same things pretty much from like Monday to Thursday. So it's not going to be like too wide variety throughout the week. Let's get into it. I start my morning off with a big glass of water. I've been adding Arrival creatine powder to it. It's actually pretty good. It's like a blueberry flavor, but it really doesn't taste like much, and creatine has a lot of benefits. And then I did hard-boiled eggs. I cut up 3 of them. Of course, I was too lazy to actually hard-boil them, so I bought them out of a bag, but these are the Vital Protein eggs, and they're so good. And then I put together a bunch of fruits, washed it, plated it, and then salted the eggs. This is the final product. I love a colorful plate. Like, just look how pretty that is. And then for lunch, I made a little Greek situation. So rotisserie chicken, chickpeas, I cut up tomatoes, cucumbers, mix that all together for like a little Greek salad. And then I have these pita chips. They're made with olive oil and not seed oil. That's why I prefer them. And then the hummus is Little Sesame hummus, which is really good, and it has no added sugar. The pita chips didn't have added sugar in it either. And then I topped it with olive oil, red wine vinegar, and some more salt. And this is the final product. Moving on to dinner, I'm making salmon with pine nuts and breadcrumbs on top. It's like a little crusted salmon recipe. So I mixed together panko breadcrumbs, cut up the pine nuts, added salt to the mixture, and then I got Gotham Greens pesto and just placed it right on top of the salmon. It was super easy, and then topped it with the little breadcrumb pine nut mixture and threw it in the air fryer at 425 for 15 minutes, and it got really crispy, and I was honestly very happy with how this turned out. And then to plate it, I did couscous, and I cooked it in chicken bone broth, which I've never tried before, but adds a lot of flavor to the couscous. And then asparagus, olive oil, and salt to top the asparagus. Towards the end of the week, I started to kind of run out of food, but I still had some leftover ingredients, so I just swapped the salmon for chicken breast and still coated it with pesto and pine nuts, really solid, and then switched out the asparagus for Brussels sprouts. And rotisserie chicken that I ran out of, I just replaced it with hard-boiled eggs for the lunch situation. For Friday night, I always usually switch it up and order takeout because I'm pretty much done cooking by then, and I ordered sushi. And then Saturday night, I went to Via Carota. Who knows if there's added sugar in that sauce, but I don't want to be too anal about it. I really enjoyed the dinner. I didn't drink at dinner because that typically makes me feel worse the next day just in terms of my depression, but I did come home and eat this brownie. It's gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and it's so good. If you live in New York City, you have to try it. It's Need Love Bakery. They sell it at the farmer's market in Union Square.